Nope. Mm-mm. No way.
Psalm, you guys, Psalm.
Have we completely abandoned greetings now?
No, I love Psalm. That's how this should start. I loved her.
Yes.
Like, I don't rank guests because they're all awesome.
We've been like extremely lucky as far as finding guests.
So true, but we had to actually have Psalm come on twice. Because thanks computer for malfunctioning for no apparent reason.
We had to record the entire thing pretty much twice. Yeah.
And it was kind of fun because the first time Sam tried to trick us.
A little bit. And she's tricky.
And left out a specific detail that was very important to the actual recording that we ended up being able to use for the show. Yeah. So it was a fun ride with Sam, and I love her to death.
Same. She is now one of my favorite people. She told us a wonderful, like, really unique story.
Intricate is the word I would use to describe it.
Intricate. And, interesting.
You know, complex and full of thought-provoking detail. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you made this sound real good.
It is.
More importantly, it's funny.
Oh, God. Sam's hilarious. So, yeah, it was funny.
It's funny, and we loved it. And thanks, Sam. And here you go.
Welcome back to I Hate Your Love.
Woo!
Hi! Today we have Sam with us.
Hi.
Hi, Sam. Say hi, Sam. Everyone say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sam.
Yay.
Welcome. We're so excited to have you here
Gracias.
today to talk about your story, your love story.
I know it's disgusting and really
It's
emo.
gross. Like, just stop it right now.
Second.
But, yeah, so...
Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am Sam, the bomb, the turkey tarm, and the stay-at-home mom. Just kidding, I actually work. But
okay, well, it rhymes though.
Yeah,
so.
Love it.
But if you're a stay-at-home mom, that's totally cool.
It
is.
is.
That's like a full-time.
Also, like, props to you.
Yeah,
lady.
seriously.
Or man.
Or
whoever. Just props to all stay-at-home.
All the stay-at-home.
Or anthropomorphic dog like Goofy. He was a stay-at-home.
He
was.
worked really hard.
He was.
He took care of that Charlie. He did like a subpar job, but...
Yeah.
But he did.
I am a graphic designer and artist. I'm a surreal macabre artist.
Cool.
Out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Welcome.
And I'm also a musician, and I currently work at Tough Jersey, where I graphic design custom hockey jerseys.
Cool.
It was really cool, and then I found out that it was actually the same company that did all the jerseys for the Mighty Ducks movie.
What?
The first one, just the first one. But
Still cool.
Geek out, right? Like,
right?
because that movie takes place in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Right?
my
Yeah.
school was in the third.
Oh, was it really?
Yes, yeah, the outside of their like fancy boarding school, that was my boarding school.
No way.
Yeah, so like commonality.
Yeah,
all right, we got the Mighty Ducks in common.
That's what's up. Yeah, I have. Yeah. There's one of the originals with my boss's last name on the back.
Wow.
And hanging in the office.
I'm jealous of your boss.
I know. It's super sick. Like, and at first I didn't believe him, right? I was like,
yeah, whatever. Sure.
Mm-hmm, then he showed me, you know, the company Buena Vista Productions. Mm-hmm. That's like all in all the Disney.
Yeah.
I held the Buena Vista receipt, or the pay order.
Oh.
The purchase order that they sent with the lady.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Freaked out.
She touched the real thing.
That's so
cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, hockey jerseys. And then I also... do a podcast too.
Yeah! Little podcaster.
Yeah.
Tell us about your podcast.
My podcast is called the Anime Summit Podcast.
Cool. The Anime Cinema?
Anime Summit.
Anime Summit.
Like the mountaintop.
Got it.
Oh, like the best of the anime podcasts.
Yeah.
Of course.
I wish.
Top.
But we just okay, so you know, like a lot of media entertainment centered podcasts are like super hardcore. Like they talk about the cinematography and the directors and this and their histories or whatever. And a lot of anime podcasts are like that too. They're like, oh yeah, you know, Yoshitaka Amano was the director of and they get all serious. And our podcast is like, we get that serious too, but we just like mess around. It's like super chill, you know, and we just talk about all kinds of, we talk about like, oh, if that character was a real person, would you do that person? The answer is probably yes. 10 times out of 10 is probably
They're
yes.
so hot. Like,
they are. Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, lay me down.
Dang.
Some of those cartoons would be like hot.
I mean,
in person. If they're real people.
There's like anime has its own genre of porn. Like
they do.
It's the whole thing.
We did an episode on that, and it's our most viewed episode.
Of course,
I'm shocked.
I know.
Porn.
I was just when I saw that number, I was like, ugh. But we're on the RSS feed and we're on iTunes, so
cool.
Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe, the Anime Summit.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Alrighty, so now we need to get your 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
All right.
No.
Shit.
Damn it, Mary.
Sorry.
Shit.
I couldn't help it. Because, like, obviously I'm fucking ready. Go.
Okay.
Beer makes you aggressive.
Yeah.
You're feisty.
Okay, I got it for real.
Okay.
I remember it. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Seriously.
I've seen all 403 episodes of The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross.
Wow.
Wow, I love Bob Ross.
I'm a black belt in Taekwondo.
Okay.
And I wrote and drew in like one of those, I want to say 5x7 or the one bigger than that, probably
4x6.
That's
smaller.
Yeah, no.
8x10.
Like the one in between those, so probably 9x8 in one of those, in 2 of those sketchbooks.
Oh.
I wrote and drew like 2 whole graphic novels about a kid and his girlfriend, and they were based on me and my current girlfriend at the time. And then when we broke up, I killed her in it.
Okay.
So you murdered an ex-girlfriend in comic form.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they were different names, and they weren't exactly like me and her,
but they were.
But they were.
They were, but no.
Okay.
Okay, so you're a comic murderer.
You have a black belt in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Also a comic murderer. Yeah, okay. And then...
Shoot, what was the first one?
I've seen all 403 episodes of The Joy of Painting.
The Joy of Painting.
Which is about like 20-some seasons. Like, he was on for like almost 10 years.
I love watching him on Netflix. Like, when I'm feeling tense and really stressed.
Yeah.
Turn on Bob.
Yeah.
Let's paint some happy trees.
Yes, he's one of my ASMR triggers.
I like when he does the waterfalls and he paints the water crashing at the bottom. He goes, whoosh.
Yeah.
And
I'm just going to go ahead and put a little squirrel here.
Yeah.
I love Bob Ross. Okay.
Y'all.
Sidebar.
Okay.
All right. So,
Okay, so we have the next however much time
to try to figure this out about you.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and these are things you can't like Google about me either. So, like
I Google. Like I was gonna just Google here.
Yeah, because
so there's really no way to verify whether you're telling the truth or lying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Name is flawed.
I didn't want to say like, oh, I'm in this kind of thing on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
I did a podcast called Louder Than Ever. Like, it'd be pretty easy to verify that via Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I found that podcast. Was after.
All right, so now we're ready to talk about Beeb.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, let's
do we have
this.
to?
We do. That's the whole point of the show.
Oh.
We gotta do it.
Interesting. Why would I sign up for this?
Haley's across from me, and she's.
We know that this is a good story, so I'm excited.
Get the bucket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna develop my ability to projectile vomit on our guests.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that'll really encourage people to come on the
so
show.
You find the cheesiest way they met, and you can just be like.
Move the microphone out of the way first. Correct.
Oh yeah, no, I would never. Poor Ashley.
Becky is just going to be in the crossfire.
Yeah. Sorry, Beck.
Becky.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Right.
I'm already sick.
Let's start by talking about how you and Beeb met.
We met in high school.
High
school, where all long-term relationships begin.
Yes. Bro, my parents met in junior high.
I know.
That's pretty good.
It's sick. I need to get one of them on here at some point because their stories
obviously
disgusting.
Your dad.
Yes.
I want to hear that. We met in high school in math class.
Math.
In senior year.
Okay.
And I graduated 2008. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a while
10
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
You do have a 10-year reunion coming up, though. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Girl, I feel you. Mine was 2 years ago.
How was it?
I didn't go.
I didn't
I have zero interest in seeing any of those people.
No, thank you. Facebook told me all I need to know about y'all.
That's true.
Truly.
Yeah, it's not like it was before where you had to go to find out who gained weight. Like, thankfully, we all know that now.
Yeah.
And the answer is we all did.
We all did.
Yeah.
We're all fat and ugly and old now.
Okay, here's a list. Number 1, me.
End of the story. Oh, me too. I was all like, I'm going to come back and show you folks false.
Sure did.
False. Sure did not.
That's
sure
when you start, like, showing off about it. Like, you show them your stomach, you're like, see all this?
See this?
All chips away.
Me.
I worked so hard on this.
This was 3 babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still...
Guess when I had the first one.
See these size? 1 Whopper Jr. each is all it took.
And so like, all I had to do was look at a cake.
Yeah.
And they expand a few inches. Just have to think about a milkshake.
Yeah, I don't know if we're having a reunion. No one said anything about it yet. But it would be 2018, right? So yeah.
No.
Oh boy.
Pass. I heard pass on all that.
Yeah.
But okay, nope. So you met in high school.
Yeah, it was great. She was like, because like we started in like late August, because I went to Burnsville High School.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same. Sorry.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stop. That means we were there at the same time.
Okay.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because when did you graduate?
06. So we would have been there
for
1 year.
You were a grade above my brother.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're like best friends for
Oh my god.
Duh. Now I feel left out. I was in private school.
Sam and I have actually been friends for like so many years, Mary. So sorry. I've been meaning to tell you, I'm going to start doing the show with her. So.
I am Sam's best friend. So we're going to fight.
I mean, that's interesting. You didn't go to high school together, but okay.
Yeah, well.
We were there at the same time.
Yeah. I'm gonna yeah, at the
walked
same
by
time.
her probably on the way to like history that I retook 8 times.
Yeah, so like...
She's like actually trying to get to the
back.
story, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna fight you. She's mine.
Okay.
All right.
So like 2 weeks later, she was like a new student, like she had just transferred.
Oh,
and, like,
okay. So new fresh meat.
Yeah, she didn't start school where she originally lived because she knew they were gonna move, and then.
Okay.
So like she sat like 2 desks and up over, and her binder or whatever had like. It was like a huge like emo and goth kid. So like she had like My Chemical Romance and like him and all these other like.
So you knew like we've got something in common.
I was like, conversation piece, go in for the kill. 3, 2. I was like, yeah, My Chemical Romance is sick. I saw him 2 years ago.
Nice.
Because I saw him in 10th grade, and she was like, oh no way, and then I was like,
in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got this.
In like Flynn. I was so in.
Okay.
Then after that, like, she, like, started dating some other kid because we, like, stopped talking, kind of.
Excuse me?
What? Rude. I mean, high school.
I was super pissed because, like, it was, like, this, like, lanky, nerdy dude. And
how dare she get with a lanky nerd? What? She was your Beeb.
Yeah.
What? And she's with some lanky nerd.
Yeah, so like.
But My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, but My Chemical Romance. And then she moved and I transferred to an alternative high school, and then because I wanted to graduate on time because I was like, I'm back at school.
Yeah.
And then I called her and I was like, hey, look, I still had your number. I got a new phone. I still had your number. I had flip phones.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I was like, I still had your number written down like on a thingy, whatever. And she was like, hey, we talked for like 3 hours. And all the corny stuff. And then I was like,
ew.
And then I asked her on a date on Valentine's Day.
Ew.
You did not.
Why?
You did not. Come on. That is the most cliche thing I've ever
I'm like 100% waiting for like a My Bloody Valentine reference.
No.
Okay, all right. So you asked her out.
And I said, let's go to the mall. Let's go to the Burnsville Mall.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
As one does.
We just walked around. I don't even remember what we did.
Oh, I used to go to the pet store there where they had the puppies. And like ooh and ah at the puppies, the poor, sad puppy mill puppies.
The pet store was still there at that time, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then I think we went to FYE, the music store.
Yeah.
That's still there. Which
it is still there.
Yeah, that is still there.
And I bought her like a little stuffed, like Domo, that little brown creature with the black eyes.
Oh, yep.
Domo.
Cute.
And
oh my goodness.
And then, like, we were leaving, and my dad was there to get me, and then her mom was there to get her, like, at a different entrance. And I was like, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?"
Oh, you asked her in the mall?
Yeah.
Can you get any more?
Oh, my goodness. This is like a weird John Hughes movie.
So this is like first date flash forward, because you guys had been dating before a little bit, maybe talking. And
no, just like talking, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
so you weren't like official. So this was the first time that you were like, I'm going to lock this down this time. Like, no more lanky nerds for you.
She dated that dude, and then he kind of like, I don't know, he didn't want to date her anymore.
Well, screw dude.
And she didn't really care. She was just kind of like,
whatever.
Okay.
MySpace, okay, whatever, yeah.
It happened in the mall.
Just like every good teen movie, everything happens in the mall.
Yeah, but I feel like that's not the case anymore. People don't go to malls anymore. Malls are like on the way out.
That's the truth. I never felt like anything actually happened in the mall. It just happened in the movies that way.
Nah, my first kiss was in a mall.
Oh, good God.
So, outside Joanne Fabrics.
My first... This is a stupid story.
Then why tell it?
It's kind of funny.
Oh, really?
I was in, oh God, what would it have been? 5th or 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my classmates' birthdays was coming up. I had to get her a gift, obviously. And it must have been 6th grade, because I was old enough to go to the mall without parental supervision.
Sure, okay.
And one of the girls in my class, who was also invited to the birthday party, came and specifically asked me if I wanted to go to the mall to shop for birthday presents. And stupid little gay Hailey was like, "This is my first date." It was not. But I for sure, at least the first half of the time we were at the mall, thought it was.
Aww. poor little gay Hailey.
Right up until she started telling me about her crush on Dan. It's like, okay, this is not my date.
Nope.
Thanks, Kaya. Thanks.
Damn it, Dan.
Damn it, Dan.
Damn it, Dan. So, here we go. Beeb.
Ew.
Beeb.
Ew.
Yeah.
Beeb.
What about
Ew.
her?
Okay, so.
What about
She's
her?
great.
What about her? We want to talk about her. What?
Okay, so you had your first date at Burnsville Center.
Yeah, it was dumb.
But it ended and you guys... She said yes. You were boyfriend and girlfriend.
But if I could go back in time and change that first date, I would. But yeah, that's how.
Yeah, well, that's
what
how.
it was.
And you know, and high school, the mall's a great date.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it.
Back
is.
then, the mall was flame. Like you could get Chinese food, bad Chinese food, and then play games in the arcade. And
yeah, the mall was cool.
Hit up Kemp's on your way out.
Yeah, back when they, I loved that mall. That was the big mall, like by I grew up kind of in a rural.
Rural.
Grew up in a rural area. Rural. New Prague. So going to the Burnsville Mall was a big deal. So all right, so your first date ended. You guys are boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, because then obviously I was presenting as a boy. So
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
That's an interesting transition into a transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like, we should talk now about how,
My transition.
Yes, your transition. Sorry. But I was like, wait, because it didn't happen in high school. So
No,
I
it
feel
didn't. Yeah, no.
So I'm like, what? Like, we got to establish, like...
Do you want to, like, go up to that point? I can totally tell that, like, really quick. Summary Spark Notes, I can do that.
Okay. I mean, because this relationship with Beeb was long and complicated.
It's super long and complicated.
So we can fast forward a little bit. You met in high school when you were presenting as a boy.
Yes.
And how, you guys were dating and, like, sweet love story, blah, blah.
Kissy.
Right.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Okay. So adorable.
Then it was just like... it was just like, she moved in with me to my parents' house in, like, August of 2008 when I started college.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, she moved in with you.
Yeah, because she was trying to, like, her parents were going to charge her rent, and she was just trying to, like, live her life, There wasn't a lot, so she was kind of like, I want to be able to, like, go on more dates with you. I want to buy a car. I want to do this. So she moved
to the big city of Burnsville.
Yeah, so she moved in with me.
Her parents were okay with this?
Yeah. They just, like, dropped her off.
Well, they were out of high school now.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guessed. Okay.
They grown.
I was thinking that she was younger than you, but you guys were in the same.
No, she's older than me.
Oh, she's older than you.
Cool.
Oh, okay. All right. So she moved in with you. Okay. So there's no problems with that.
She's only 3 months older than me. But yeah.
Well, okay.
She said 3 month cougar. That's still a long time. Yeah, but yeah. But like, no, like, yeah. And then she moved in with me, and then I told her, let's get our own place. I want to move out too, because all my friends at the time, we were called the dudes. We called ourselves the dudes. I was like, and I would tell her on the phone, but man, the dudes already got their own place. The other dudes,
Yeah.
And she was like, whatever. And then my mom helped me find a house, and she kind of paid for it. So, and that's where I live now. And now we can just like
do your own thing.
Do it
all day long.
There's so much
all night long, all night.
Tomorrow. Okay. Yep.
And tomorrow.
And the next day, because you're now fully functioning adults with your own place.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't realized until now that I seem like overly interested in these people's sex lives.
You really are.
I really delve into that issue with almost every guest.
You're so invested. Yes.
I am really invasive, I think is the word you're looking for. Wow. Yep. Wow. But some people want to tell and some people don't. And
some wanted to tell.
Some did.
Yeah, Sam has no qualms about telling about all the doing it.
We haven't gotten to the... She was doing it and doing it and doing it. So... every day, all day, I think was the general impression that she gave. And I love it. And I might be a little bit creepy about it. So,
I feel like we started off this tangent.
We were going to fast forward to your transition.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm like,
sorry.
It's great that you live together, but...
Yeah, no, I'm super sexual. I'm super open about it. So, like...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, like, it's like not a weird... Like, it's only weird if you make it weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, people are always like, oh, that's inappropriate.
No, it's
and
not.
I'm like, you're inappropriate.
Yeah.
Why are you listening to our show then?
Right, yeah, right.
Right. First of all, it's about love. Love means sex.
Wow. So, Mary, I feel like you're discounting the asexual community.
I'm sorry.
And we're going to get emails.
I'm sorry, but love sometimes involves sex.
There you go.
I have some friends who are asexual and demisexual.
Mm-hmm.
What's demisexual?
Okay, so demisexual is like you cannot be attracted to a person. Nothing physically about you is attractive to them. It's only literally
your mind,
your personality.
Oh,
you could be like
super hot.
You could be like supermodel, like,
and they wouldn't be attracted to you until they knew you personally.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just learned about that like a year ago.
That's really cool.
I'm going to give you, I have this really useful book. It's called The ABCs of LGBT. It was written by a YouTuber whose name is Ash Hardell.
Ash Hardell's
Plug. Ash Hardell's great.
Shout out.
They're also from Minnesota.
Cool.
So really cool. And they wrote a book that literally like details all of this. And I've only actually read part of it at this point, but it's really great. And there's
great.
I'm a part of this community, and there's still so much that I do not know.
Oh yeah. As soon as like I started coming out to people, there's so many other kinds of like different trans people, like
right.
know.
I heard that.
Once
I heard the story.
Good job, Barry. Good job using your ears.
I heard things. I know things. Just not all the things.
Oh my gosh.
God, this is so bad. Okay. Focus.
But, okay, so now we've also had some education about what asexual and demisexual is.
All right,
so that's great.
Sorry, I won't interrupt again.
But that is very much not what Psalm is.
No.
At all.
No. I was assigned male at birth.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks.
Sucks when they get it wrong, you know? It really does.
Wow, government.
Wow, guys.
Yeah,
what?
Thank you.
Fail.
So, like, I have my biological makeup is a male. But, and something I struggled with for a long time, probably since I was, like, oh, man, I think my first memories of, like, being a 12 or 13-year-old boy was of gender dysphoria. Like seeing like okay, so I grew up listening and watching Selena.
Okay.
Because my mom is Mexican.
Sure.
So like I listen to all kinds of Mexican, and we love Selena. I love Selena. She's the GOAT. She's the greatest of all time. And
Selena's.
Yeah. Selena's. And seeing her on stage, just like, oh yeah, for sure, R.I.P. Seeing her on stage, just killing the game, like, I was like, I love that outfit. I love her. Like,
those bustiers.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes,
like,
girl.
Anything she wore, she didn't wear, like the dresses wore her because they were, like, bowing to her shit. You know what I mean? Like, they were just like, no, you can... whatever. But
so you looked at her though, and you felt like that's what you.
It was weird because like I was attracted to her, so I just thought that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Because like she was one of my kid crushes. And Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah. And I like. So I just wrote that. I wrote it off like that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like maybe I just am.
She's like super hot.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because I want excited about her. Yeah. And so I just started kind of idolizing that kind of just like the female figure, like probably more than I cared to show or tell anybody. And that's when I finally came to it, like when I hit the wall, like a year ago.
Yeah.
Like last March, was it March? Maybe it was like last year. Yeah. I went and saw a band called Hers, and they're a queercore band, and the lead singer is a transgender person. And my friend, who's also in a queercore band called Contentious, shout out, that band's awesome.
Go Contentious.
The two of the members are transgender women and queer. So like, and she's one of them. So I went to go see them, and then I saw Hers after, and I kind of was like, what is it about? Because I'm really I'm ambiverted, so like coming here, I was excited for it. But other times going out to do stuff, I'm just like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But somehow I was able to go out. Like, why did I want to go to this concert? I knew what it was. I knew who was going to be there.
Right.
I knew that all kinds of other trans persons and queer people were going to be there, especially trans women and a bunch of other hard femmes and stuff. So like. After that concert, I kind of told Beeb, probably like a month after. This was probably like April, May. I'm like, I really have to talk about this.
Yeah.
And she already kind of knew because like when we first started dating, I had told her, I had said, you know, there's something about my gender that I don't feel right about, and I don't know what that is. But I don't think it's a big deal. You know, and she kind of knew. So that was kind of in the back of her head.
Well, and in high school, too, it could have, it's like maybe puberty, maybe like, transitions are weird, and your hormones are crazy, so sure, it could have been.
Definitely in the time that I went to high school and grew up, it was not something that was very common.
No, especially not in the area. Yeah, no.
No, I mean, we had, I think, a pretty liberal high school, having been there myself, and having... dated girls while I was there. Like, I felt generally pretty comfortable, but I think a lot of the time it was about, who you were hanging out with, who saw you with, in my case, your girlfriend and stuff like that. So
I think, too, there's a difference between, homosexuality was starting to become more common at that time.
True. Yeah.
Whereas, like, the transgender stuff still wasn't.
It was still rarer. Yeah.
It was,
for sure.
I was definitely comfortable coming out to the dudes, as like what I called them.
Yeah.
I was definitely comfortable coming out to them as bisexual then. And I had dated a few boys in high school, so. But like, I wasn't, now I identify as pansexual, because that just makes more sense to me.
For the listeners who don't know, can you define pansexual?
Yeah, pansexual is like, so bisexual is like, you're attracted to a man or a woman.
Right.
Either or. Of the same and opposite gender. And then pansexual is like everything outside and in between.
Right.
So like, I'm attracted to like androgynous people or other people outside of the gender binary,
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So, like...
Everything goes.
Lots of people don't know, so I'm just like, let's...
Yeah.
I didn't know, but I wasn't going to ask again.
I didn't know it until just, like, a couple years ago. Like, that more makes sense to, like, what I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think pansexual is a pretty new term, too.
Okay.
Especially lately.
It used to just be like, oh, you like both, okay, you're bi.
Right, yeah. But now, like, I find myself attracted to all kinds of people.
And now, I mean, 2018, we also have, like, a much broader view of gender, so it's like, we kind of had to evolve to, like, a new... Something past bisexual. You can
put an other gender now and like describe your own. And they'll give you 8 choices and also allow you to describe your own if you want to.
If you're not in these 8.
So it's definitely developed. And I would say really just in the past few years.
Yeah.
There's been a lot more awareness of that. So there's a lot more awareness, but it's still definitely a question in a lot of people's minds, I think, what it really means or what exactly you can or cannot take away from what gender is.
Yeah. I think now most people's confusion is really on the gender spectrums thing. That's like the newer thing that's just like, wait, now we have to get used to all these other things. Like when I was younger, people were still trying to get used to like, what do you mean Ellen's gay?
Oh my gosh, remember? The just shock and awe. What?
Right.
She talked about it.
Yeah.
Or
in
public.
She did.
What?
Or Will and Grace as a whole, but then when Will and Jack kissed on Will and Grace and made like this whole political statement, like the whole LGBT thing was not new, but still felt new when I was young.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day.
But now like that's more normalized, and now gender is just like a whole big thing, and even I have trouble wrapping my head around it sometimes, and I feel like I'm pretty well plugged in and informed.
I kind of just sit here and I'm like, how am I so sure I'm a girl?
Yeah, you find yourself
like questioning,
wait, shit,
like, am I really, like, I never really questioned it before, but then I started to be exposed to these more, broad definitions of what gender is and what it encompasses, and all of a sudden I found myself like, I think I'm a girl. I feel like I probably am, but like, am I?
We mention it later in this episode, but I'm just going to go ahead and plug it again. Ash Hardell's book, The ABCs of LGBT, there's a chart in the book, and it's from an organization that I can't think of right now. But you can Google it, and it's called the Gender Unicorn.
Yes.
And it's not just about gender. It helps you kind of like identify who you're sexually attracted to and or romantically attracted to, and, how you feel about your gender. And I did it, even though, I felt like I had a pretty good grasp on it. And I'm like, I am definitely a girl, like I was assigned at birth. But I think I definitely have like some masculine traits.
More than I do.
Yeah, definitely. Like comparatively, for sure. So it's like, well, but I'm still a girl. Yeah. And that's okay.
We're both girls.
Yes. But there are some people that are not. And that's also okay. And I just am trying to keep up.
It's a changing landscape, but I think it's good change.
It is. I'm excited to see like where we are, like when your kids are our age.
True.
I'm excited to see where society
I think about what it was like when I was at, mid childhooder. The middle arounds.
Middle arounds.
Around the middle of the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't something there. Our neighbor across the street actually had worked for an advertising agency when I was about 9.
Cute.
And they he worked for IKEA. He did a big job for them.
Ooh.
And yes, and IKEA was one of the first companies to show a gay male couple shopping together.
I know the ad you're talking about.
He did that ad.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Ah.
And at the time, my parents were like, well, we don't really know. That was kind of wild. Maybe we should, let's talk about, Jesus says,
Oh boy, don't get me started.
I know, they weren't like openly, anti, but they were like, that is radical.
So radical.
So radical. Radical is code for dangerous.
And now here we are.
And now
it's not dangerous. There are still definitely people out there that are stupid. But
so many stupid people.
So many stupid people.
Almost the majority of Americans who voted in the last election.
We're not going there.
I'm just kidding.
Right now.
They're not all terrible. They can't all be. I have faith.
So talking to Beeb about it was super easy. And Beeb was also bisexual. So
that's convenient.
Yeah. Actually, I got so damn lucky.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're gay too, this works out. And she was just kind of like, it doesn't even matter to me. Like now, you and me is you and I is you and I.
Right.
Because we have been together for almost 10 years at that time when I came out to her. So she was just kind of like, what do you want to do? Yeah. Like as far as your physical appearance. And I was like, I don't know yet. And she's like, we don't have to talk about it.
Nope.
We can talk about it when you want to come to it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay.
I love you, Beeb.
I love my Beeb.
Yeah, she sounds pretty great.
Sounds pretty awesome.
I'm a big fan. Stop, I hate this. I'm being so off-brand.
Yes.
Ew.
Are. Gross. That's terrible that she accepted you as you were.
No,
it's
that
awesome.
part's great.
It is.
I'm so torn.
So now I feel like we should bring up something that we know about you and your Beeb.
Okay.
Which is that you guys are polyamorous.
Yeah.
I want to hear how that came about. Was that before or after you?
This was before.
So you were polyamorous before you transitioned.
Yep. So like the original rule was. Okay, so
hold on. Let's back up. I want to know how this first came before we get to like the rules of it. Mm-hmm. Like, how did you guys even broach the subject of like, hey, I really love you, but also
I would really love to love other people.
Yeah. It was really like, I kind of like we were talking. We would go like to the mall, and there would be just like a cute guy there, and when I was still presenting as a boy, I'd be like, God, that guy's cute. He's super hot. And she'd be like, what are you, gay? And I'm like, yeah.
I told you.
Yeah, you are too. And she's like, oh, that's right.
I love you guys so much. Okay.
And we would just peep game, Like, we were just like, we're always looking. And we didn't care because we're just looking. We're not.
Sure.
Yeah, you're not doing.
Yeah.
Just because you're on a diet doesn't mean you can't read the menu. Yeah.
I'm going to use That's so great. Yeah. You can use that for anything in life.
You really can. Yeah, it's a great one.
But, it was just like, and it was also a lot of the music we were into. Like, we're both really into, like, emo boys and like, goth girls and stuff. Mm-hmm. That's just, like, our aesthetic, right? So, like, we just, like, I don't know, we swooned over, like, My Chemical Romance and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Just like, high school, oh, cheesy.
Cute. You guys are still at the mall when this is going on, too.
Wow.
Love it.
Nothing has changed.
I kind of just, like, if I started dating this guy, would you be upset? And she just kind of like, actually, no.
Huh.
So we kind of just were talking about it, like, on and off, probably for, like, a couple months before we were just like, okay, if you want to date other women, you can. And if I want to date other boys, can I? And she was like, okay. And that was it.
So initially, it was restricted to the opposite gender of your partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, I was her quote-unquote, like, boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
And I could have other boyfriends. And she was quote-unquote my girlfriend. And she could have other girlfriends.
But she couldn't have other boyfriends, and you couldn't have other girlfriends.
Yeah, because, like, for me, cheating is, like, whatever you and your partner think it is.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think there's, like, one defined way. I think it's personal. So
sure. And this way, you guys were getting something that the other person literally could not give you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So even less threatening, I think, than
Yeah.
Seeking out a partner that's the same gender.
Yeah.
Right.
So then it kind of became, now it's just whoever.
Sure.
Because then it became this thing where we had a friend and we ended up sleeping with that person.
Both of you?
Yeah, and
together
together.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. And we have been we both fun. We both
that's what I think is like fun.
Yeah, we slept with her. We slept with her twice, and I don't think she really wanted to be in that kind of relationship with me and Beeb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of like it's okay, you know.
That was just fun.
But like the feelings were like super real. It was kind of bad. Like and it kind of she started dating someone else, and that's okay. And I love them still. Like they're great together, and they're amazing together. So they're awesome. And I'm still friends with them. It's cool. But, like, ever since that happened, me and Beeb kind of were just like, okay, so now what do we do?
Because you might, like, be seeking joint partners.
Right. You just let me sleep with another woman.
Yeah.
So, and she was just like, dude, I don't know. So now it's just kind of like, whatever. And then now I'm transitioning. So now, you know, I am just kind of like... so attracted to everyone. Like, and like
literally everybody is hot. What do I do?
So the number one thing about polyamory is just being honest.
Yeah, sure.
So right now, actually, as like I'm talking to you, Beeb is with another one of her girlfriends.
Oh,
yeah. So she's like,
you get yours, Beeb.
Yeah.
You do it, Beeb.
Yeah. So like, and I met her. She's super nice. She's a hairstylist, and she's great.
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, and so it's just. Literally, it's the thing is this, and I tell her this all the time. I said it doesn't matter how many other people that I have feelings for or love.
Yeah,
you're number one every time.
Primary partner pictured.
Yeah. She is like God tier Beeb. Like
I mean, that's a top dog.
Like if there was
taking a bullet for somebody,
Beeb
like knowing for sure that no matter like you might be dabbling around,
they were all getting shot
at,
feel like, but I would take Beebs.
But when it comes to bullets, you got Beebs.
When it comes to bullets, you got Beebs.
Right.
Okay.
That's commitment.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's important if you're gonna have like an open relationship like that to have a lot of trust, and you know, I think the point of those relationships is to have a primary partner. Don't you think?
I don't.
Or maybe not all the time.
Yeah, no, I think it's really very different for everybody. I think, you know, it's just a matter of determining what both of you are comfortable with and going from there.
They were not really adding anyone to their relationship yet, it doesn't sound like.
Well, no, but that's just in their case.
That's true. Lots of people do.
Yeah.
Or try to.
Yeah. I feel like there is a lot of sense in polyamorous relationships. I can see a lot of benefits to them. I can see a lot of downsides too, but I can definitely see a lot of benefits.
They have done research on this. Monogamous relationships are not really natural to like most animals.
True.
I read an article recently that talked about mice or something, or rats. Rats. Okay, so this male rat was
this one rat
was, maybe it was a mouse, I don't know, this rodent was thrown into a cage with like 5 in heat female rodents.
Oh damn.
And he went insane, banging all of them.
Sure.
Right? Bang. Yes. Until he literally like had physically exhausted himself. The female mice were still poking him, trying to get him to mate with them, and he was just laying there, like couldn't move. But then as soon as they added a new female into the cage, Mr. Mouse got right back in the saddle. And
wow!
So they followed this train of research all the way to monogamy isn't really that natural. It is a choice. And even the kind of, you know, because I feel like Sam and her partner, her Beeb, they do share a kind of monogamy. Even though they're having relationships with other people, their primary relationship is with each other, and that's what is most important to them. So it's a really unique construction. Probably not, but just there are so many different unique constructions available when you get into a relationship that involves more than 2 people. I think it would be a solution for a lot of people that are in unhappy marriages. I don't know. I've read a lot of Dan Savage. And
how many internet personalities can we plug in this one episode?
Please, Dan. I've emailed you before.
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean, I can definitely see how it would solve, or maybe at least alleviate some problems. in
but
some
it could
relationships.
Create so many more. Yeah.
So true. It's all, it's, I think, I'm sure Sam says this at some point in this episode if she hasn't already. It's all about trust. Always. It's all about trust and being honest and, just laying down your ground rules and sticking to them.
So true.
Like, people want to say, like, oh, how could you do that to her? And I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
You're not doing anything. She said it was okay.
Yeah, like, the thing is like, it's not like, oh, well, isn't Beeb enough for you? And it's like, it's not that she's not. She's, if I had no one else but her, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just that, okay, human nature is this. It's three things, ready? It's very sexual.
Yep.
Sure.
It's very what do you say? It's very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's very violent. Okay, so like,
whoa,
sex, money, murder, our DNA.
Like like the because back in the Neanderthal days or whatever, I mean, the way that you fought over a woman back then was killing the other dude.
Right.
So like, and then if you had to gut a saber-toothed tiger to eat for the night, that's what you did.
Right.
So like, yeah. And if you wanted to bone, you boned. Like,
in the middle of the day. In the middle of the field. Or in a cave.
Honey, I just took down this saber-toothed tiger, and I'm about to cook a fat thigh off of that bitch. Let's do it real quick.
Right?
And that way, that will taste way better. After sex, saber-toothed tiger is delicious. So
true. I believe it.
Proven fact.
So basically what I'm saying is with the first two, it's very sexual and it's very emotional. It's natural for human beings to have feelings for other people.
Sure, monogamy is not like a normal state. It's been created by economic need.
Yeah. And socioeconomic needs. Yes.
Yeah.
So like, people want to tell me that bullshit. I'm like, dude,
nah, bro.
If you don't know what it's like, you can ask somebody who's in it.
Yeah.
And get educated. You don't have to harsh my mellow.
Right? You don't have to disparage your lifestyle.
Because you hate your partner. You know what I mean?
Like, true, though. The people who have the biggest problem with that are the ones that are like, I'm stuck with this bitch. You should be stuck with your bitch, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be stuck with Beeb. I don't care. I love her. So
I know.
Joke's on you.
Yeah. Psych. I love
Beaver.
my wife.
Like, joke's on you. My life rocks.
Right. So, I mean, right now it's all about... It's so easy to be honest. It's so easy to go up to her and be like, hey... I have feelings for this other person. What do I do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me see their Facebook profile. We'll stop. I'm gonna creep a little bit.
Yes. That's the way you do it.
That's my favorite.
We stalk and creep them together. And, like, there will be times where she'll be like, I don't know about this person. This person seems weird.
Yeah.
And then, I'll be like, well, you know what? If you don't want me to, then I won't.
Cool.
Because she's my number one. And I'm not gonna, she doesn't control me. Like, obviously, if I had a problem with her saying that, I would be like,
are you sure? But I want her.
But she got a big
That's
butt.
like
never mind, you're right.
Juicy's thick. The point.
Give me that Big Mac.
Sure.
No,
like,
well,
okay. Thick. Okay,
but personal preference was the point. And being able to talk about it is good. Is the only way it's going to survive, like we said before.
Yeah.
It's the only way it's going to work. So.
I mean, I like that they Facebook stalk people together.
Well, that's important. You should always Facebook rep your dates or people you're going to meet anytime.
Google them, find everything. Their last wedding invitations.
You can look up their criminal petty records and civil cases online usually. True. Just by putting in one of those little captchas that everybody hates. Yeah. And knowing their first and last name, you can find everything that they've done in that state, True. But vet a couple states. Put their name and write mugshot on the end and check the image search.
Also, watch 2 episodes of Catfish and do literally everything they do.
So, you and Beeb agreed on polyamory.
Yeah.
Did you agree on, like, a certain number of partners, like, simultaneous partners, or is it, like, only kind of, like, semi-committed relationships, or can you have, like, one-night stand kind of things? Like, what are your rules?
Yeah. Actually, just, like, almost, like, yes to most of that.
Oh, so, said. Like, anything you want.
Anything goes.
If I went up to her and said, hey, I met this guy today, and I'm pretty sure he wants to do it tonight, can I go do it? And she'll just be like, I want to know where you are. Is your phone charged? Mm-hmm. Where does this guy live? Is he coming over here? Do I need to leave? And then that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally just like, I just have to ask her.
Okay.
So there can't like be like spur of the moment stuff where it's just like.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. If like we're at a party or something, let's say.
Yeah.
And I'm like downstairs in the basement chilling. I'm chilling, you know. And then she's like upstairs, and I start making out with some chick or something. I would be like, okay, wait, hold on. Stop for just a second, because like you're really hot and I want to kiss you. But like.
Let me go talk to my.
Yeah. BRB.
Yeah.
And then I'll just. You know?
Be like, yo, Beeb.
A lot of the times, what's happened is when I've made out with other girls at parties, is that she's been standing right there.
Okay.
And that will just happen, and Beeb will just be like, like she'll just...
oh my god, look at that.
You guys are making out.
And so, obviously, the same flexibility applies to her, too, then. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what about feelings? Are you allowed to have feelings for another partner, or is it all sexual? What?
Just the way you phrase. Are you allowed to have feelings?
Well, you know what I mean. Not like
feelings.
You're allowed to have feelings, but I mean, is that a goal? Is to like develop a more long-term relationship too,
with like other people?
With other people, or
no. I think because here's the thing: the way I found Beeb, because my whole plan for my senior year, technically she ruined it. Because my whole plan for my
way to go, Beeb.
My whole plan for senior year was hang out with the dudes.
Yeah.
Have LAN parties every weekend. You know what LAN party is?
No.
It's where you like plug in a router and a modem all in one room, and we all connect computers and play.
Play games.
Yeah.
Got you.
Sure. Sounded much cooler than it was in reality. In my mind, I was like LAN parties where you like conquer as much pussy as possible. Land.
It was like.
Sorry.
What?
It was like that, except conquering as much real estate in a game called Warcraft 3.
Oh, okay. All right. So it was not like that at all. That's what you're saying. Like, completely the opposite of that. All right.
But my whole plan for senior year was to just, like, mess around.
Yeah.
I was going to, like, call girls who I used to like and used to like me and, like, mess with them. I was going to mess around. You know what I mean? I was going to fuck around my whole senior year.
And then instead you got a Beeb.
And then it was like, holy Satan, look at this cute girl. And I was just like...
You were done.
I was like, ayo. Yeah. So now, like, I don't really have... I want it to be like that. And I've told that to her. Is that it doesn't need to be... I don't need to go looking. We don't need to... You know what I mean? If it happens, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
With Beeb, she's got, like, a Tinder profile and all that. Because she likes to flirt and mess around,
Tinder's a great place to flirt, yeah.
Me, I just don't have a lot of time. So I'm just like, I'm either at work or I'm doing my podcast stuff or I'm doing artwork for a client or something. Because I'm a graphic designer. So like, blah, 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 blah. So I don't go looking. She'll like get on Tinder. That's how she actually met the other girl.
She's with right now.
Who she's with right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It's just like if it happens, it happens.
Okay.
If I catch feelings, then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna question them a little bit.
Yeah.
Because maybe it's just like an attraction thing. Like maybe it's just like, oh, maybe I just thought she was really attractive, or he was really attractive,
right?
Or they were really attractive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So no, I think it's just if it happens, it happens. Like a. And
so you're not like seeking a joint relationship or like a third to your existing relationship, or
right now. I'm not actively looking, but I mean, that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
you find the right person that appealed to both of you.
Yeah. Because the girl she's with right now, she just has feelings for Beeb.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of, I would like that. That'd be super cool.
But you're not currently...
No, I'm not. No. But I like...
But you're open to it.
Yeah, 100%. Like
what about, like, the whole, like, you know, like, sister wives situation? Like, that... I don't know.
Wow.
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, first of all...
See,
they're not Mormon.
Well, I know. You know what I mean, though.
See, that guy was weird because, like...
Yeah. Wait a minute. I just have to... Because I have Mormon family, and I just want to clarify some things. They're not fundamentalist Mormons.
Right.
Yeah.
So, no.
There you go.
Okay.
No, that guy was kind of weird because he married multiple women, and they weren't really...
They don't interact.
Yeah. They do, but they weren't like, they didn't have feelings for each other.
They didn't have romantic.
Right.
Yeah.
They have like a familial contact. But that's it.
Yeah. So
and in your ideal situation, there would be more.
Yeah. In my ideal situation, it's like there's if there were more than me and Beeb, there would be, she may have another person that's there for her, and I may have another person that's there for me. And maybe we have a third person that's there for the both of us, or all four of us, or some. It doesn't matter. Kind of configuration. It's literally it's literally all up in the air.
Wow.
Like it could be whatever.
That's so awesome. And Beeb and you guys have talked this out. You're all like clear on what the rules are. And...
Yeah. Like if you and I were together,
what would your ideal situation be if you were in a polyamorous
But if you did, which I wouldn't be surprised because
with the hard questions.
Wow, this is about me. All of a sudden, like, for the first time ever, I don't want this to be all about me.
I know mine.
Oh well, shit.
So it would have to be a guy and a girl.
Right, variety.
Yes.
Okay.
The spice of life. And they would have to live somewhere not with me.
Okay.
Because I prefer to live alone.
Yep.
And I would just like to see them for specific purposes at different times, and occasionally we can go like have dinner all together.
Okay, so see them separately or together?
Mostly separately.
Mostly separately, but then all together once in a
while. But they should be in their own relationship and live together.
Right.
Yes.
But I meant you go out with them together mostly or separately?
Mostly separately.
And then just once in a while you have a meal together?
Yeah, like a family dinner. Cute.
So, like, no sex?
No.
Okay. See, I feel like mine would
okay, your turn.
Mine would probably involve a little more of that. A little more than just dinner. With everybody. Otherwise, I kind of feel like, what's the point? But that's just my kind of view on it.
But how many people? Oh. And would the genders matter?
I would definitely have to have at least one female involved.
Interesting.
If I was going to go the multiple people route.
Sure.
Because I've always been with men, so it would probably be at least one man and at least one woman. But I would be open to more women, probably not more men.
Women are more fun.
Yeah. But I feel like everybody's fun.
Sure. So, would you prefer to be a primary partner or like me and just kind of like be separate?
I would prefer that we all sort of be separate, I think.
Oh.
You know, and sort of operate, you know, independently and then come together.
Literally.
This is all hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
To be very, very clear. All right, so I feel like I've got a pretty good understanding of like how your relationship works now, which is what I was really curious about when we found out that you were polyamorous. Was just like, I know that can look so different for so many different people, and like it's all very individualized. Yeah. So I was just curious, kind of what your situation looks like.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah,
not being a judgmental dick.
No, that shit sounds awesome.
I feel like the point of our show is like very decidedly to not be judgmental.
Yeah.
And like
100%,
just
we're so into all the different kinds of love, and like you're the first polyamorous person that we've had on the show. So I was really interested in digging into that.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like a fetishist or
no.
whatever.
That was more of a slam at the people who are like, oh well, why would you do that to Beeb? And I'm like, I don't.
I'm not doing shit.
I'm not doing anything to her. Why don't you go ask her and her other girlfriend right now?
You got a problem. You can take it up with Beeb.
I would like to think that the people who listen to our show like generally know that, you know, we're not trying to be offensive.
No.
We would never try to be offensive.
No.
Like, if there's something that's unique, like your situation very much is a very unique relationship, I feel like it's kind of our duty to help educate people and be like, look, this can be normalized.
Love
There's no reason why it shouldn't be.
Right.
If these people are happy and they're in a consensual relationship and everything's Gucci, then it's Gucci.
Right?
Well, that's why I kind of like, I think that's why I was excited to come.
Yeah.
Because
your love is
because we're just so cool.
It's exactly. Well, that too, obviously.
Avi, you guys are besties, remember? I roll.
Besties forever.
Fuck you guys. You just crossed a line. That's a hard limit. You don't go have handshakes with other folks.
She came in guns blazing on that.
What?
Coming in hot.
What?
Apparently Mary and I's relationship has rules and I just broke one.
Bitch!
She's Little John again.
What? Yeah! What?
Okay, well...
Alright, well, on that note...
This has been
a wild
insane.
Ride. So I think that at some point you probably revealed this, but we're going to ask it anyway. What's your current relationship status with Beeb?
Engaged to be married.
Yay!
And then we're going to do it.
Then you're going to do it, and you're going to do it before, too.
Yeah.
So much doing it.
So there's going to be a whole lot of doing it.
Yay!
For, like, forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
That's so
Did we
great.
mention this last time that, like, I can perform marriages?
Yeah, she's officiated. She's an officiant.
Yes, you did.
Yes, she did.
The state of Minnesota recognizes me as an ordained minister.
I'm going to invite you guys to my wedding anyway now, but yeah.
You said that last time.
Yeah, I did say that last time.
Yeah. Still true. Okay. No, so now we need to circle back to the two truths and a lie, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've established they're still together. They're getting hitched. That's fabulous.
Love it.
And everything's going good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's gross.
That's great, is what she's trying to say.
Wait, that's gross, yeah.
Yuck, I hate it.
Yes.
I'm so torn, especially with unique relationships. I really want to be, like, so supportive that sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to think this is gross. And I do think it's gross.
All love is gross, according to Hailey.
But also...
Yay. I love your
really
Beeb.
Just, you know...
I love my Beeb, too.
I love you. I love your Beeb. I love Hailey. I love everybody.
Mary's had a lot of beer.
I've had 2 beers. 2.
Okay, so let's
do 2 truths and a lie. Let's hear them again.
Remind us what they were.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen all 400 some episodes of
403.
The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. And I drew and wrote 2 graphic novels depicting characters that were based off of me and a girlfriend, and when we broke up, I killed her in the comic.
In the comic, an important point.
She got sliced in half.
I feel like that comic book story is true. I also don't want to...
I don't want to read it. But...
I know it's weird because I never mentioned that I, like, did martial arts either, so, like, that's why I was like, this is going to be funny.
Okay.
I feel like she's trying too hard on the martial arts thing. And she probably doesn't have a black belt in Taekwondo. However,
interesting.
I will defer to your opinion.
No, you can't keep deferring to me. That's not fair.
Okay, all right, fine.
So
I said what I think.
Okay. I was kind of leaning towards the Bob Ross thing because
20-some seasons.
That's a lot of Bob Ross. I mean, I love Bob,
like,
but...
the first time she said, like, definitively, I've seen all 403 episodes, and then when we circled back, she said I've seen 400 and some, like, she couldn't remember the exact number she had said before, and we did.
I remembered 403
I remembered
easily.
403 very specifically.
I think
I'm kind of leaning towards that one.
Is the lie?
But also, she might be just trying to throw us off the scent by making us think that's the one.
Poker face. I'm so bad at poker faces.
She's covering her face with a scarf.
She is.
No, not.
Okay, but you are, though.
You are. Completely you are. I think it's the, you know what? You convinced me. I think it's the Bob Ross thing. I think that's the lie. Who watches, I mean, Bob Ross is great and all, but who watches all, how many Bob Ross episodes are there? Can we Google that? Can we fact check?
That's cheating. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. The integrity of this game is so important to us.
I'm not going to look you in the eye.
I think it's the Bob Ross thing. I changed my mind.
Okay, final answer. You have not seen all 403 episodes of Bob Ross.
Yes, I have.
Damn it!
I am not a black belt in Taekwondo.
Damn it! I knew it!
I practice Muay Thai.
Okay. Okay.
You motherfucker. All right, fine. So who are you going to pick for your penalty?
I will defer to you.
No, you can't. You have to pick me or Hailey, and then you can text someone on our phone.
Let's see you again.
All right. There you go. There's my messages.
Well, but she can pick somebody who's not in your messages.
Oh, you can.
Too.
No, do you want my contact?
No, this is fine. This is perfect. Okay, that's just Hailey. So she's right here.
She's right there. That's boring.
There's 3 guys below Hailey.
There are. He's my brother.
Oh, your brother. Yes. Oh. Well.
In that case, what are we gonna send to the brother?
Just don't say anything like super rude. It's fine. You can definitely text him, but just maybe not like imply that. Actually, he knows mostly everything. So imply what you like.
Do whatever. Mary does reserve the right to send a follow-up message in a few minutes and be like, look,
that was just a thing.
Or maybe we can make a rule. Maybe you can't respond until he does. So if he never responds to that, you don't get to say anything.
So you talked to him this morning, it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, is it okay if I say it aloud?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah, you can say what you're going to say.
I have this weird thing that I'm into. It's been bothering me all day.
Oh my god!
I am really into clown porn.
No!
Now.
Oh my god! He's gonna reply, I bet you.
The girls in it don't even have to be naked.
Oh my god.
As long as the clown cum shot is a bunch of confetti.
Oh my god! Michael, I'm sorry.
I need to tell someone because I've been watching it
oh my god.
all fucking day.
Oh my god. I can't.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh my god! Please write back immediately.
I need to see this. I just need to see that.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
I'm doing because I was thinking about.
Hey, Michael, I have this weird thing that happened to you. Oh my gosh, it was real.
It was really. He did it to me. He's gonna. I hope he writes back.
Now, the newly established rule was that Mary could not clarify that was not her until her brother responds to that message.
I was thinking of like times my brother has confided in me. You know, like just like things that are embarrassing. You know, like
turn it off.
I just I want to know. He's gonna write.
My brother would come to me and be like, I really like this girl or something. It's embarrassing, and I'm like, okay, what's something embarrassing that you could confide in your sibling in?
Clown porn with confetti cum shots.
The girls don't even have to be naked. So it's like... See, I feel like that's what's going to give me away because, like, he knows I'm mostly heterosexual. So he's going to be like, why do you want to look at naked girls?
Right.
And I'm going to be like, oh, also, awk moment, not a 0 on the Kinsey scale. But also not, like, that high. Also don't like clowns.
I love clowns, actually.
We talked about this last time, and I'm still
gross. No, oh my god,
scared.
I collect clown dolls. Yeah,
I love you a lot, Sam, but I could do without that.
If I could pick one thing to change about you, babe, it would definitely be that.
For sure, 100%, 8 million% be the clowns.
Okay, well, we had a great time with you, and I hate you.
I had a great time.
But we lost.
We lost again, and I had to tell my brother that I'm into clown porn.
No,
did he write back yet? He didn't. All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that fabulous text message, Sam.
We love you.
We do.
I love you too.
We're best friends.
Stop it! They did the thing again, you guys.
We can come up with one.
Okay. I saw this and I'm like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, we gotta go.
Bye.
Guys, bye.
Bye. Thanks, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to get more here.
If you enjoyed this episode of I Hate Your Love, please rate and review us on iTunes. That really helps us spread the hate.
Love.
Love. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you never miss a new episode.
And nowadays, if you're not posting on social media, it didn't really happen. So check us out for more content on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hate Your Love Pod.
If you love the show and you want to support us and get more exclusive bonus content, consider backing our show on Patreon. We would really super appreciate it, like a lot, like a whole lot.
If you'd like to have the opportunity to have the distinct pleasure of sharing your love story with us and having us rip it apart like a piping hot pizza, email us at hateyourlovepod@gmail.com or click the pinned link on our Twitter.
And most importantly, remember, hate might be in our name, but it's not our brand. Please be a nice freaking human or consider moving to the sun.
Okay, thanks. Bye.